Hello again. Just a quick update on the pond. So it's not especially good news. I'm standing inside it right now, actually, which should tell you that there's no water in it. So I'm just gonna show you. All right. Don't knock the exposure. Okay. So this is the ground. So as you can tell, actually, there's some clay in it, although we didn't put it there. It's come from outside. And these are the walls. They look like some old mountains or something, don't they? If you don't consider the scale of the plants growing there. So this is my pond. It's a bit sad right now. What happened was, first of all, it's not been raining. Um, actually, so while whenever we worked on the pond, before we actually got the time to construct the side slopes and everything. Like if you see the mud that's come in here, for example, I don't know if you can see it too well. Maybe you can see that better. Okay, yeah. So we were gonna make that kind of slope on the walls, like on purpose, by intention. But we didn't get to do that. We ended up with steep walls, and it started raining, so the walls collapsed, and all kinds of eroded soil came in from the rest of the plot, which had been actually tilled, so the soil was loose and came in really easily and so on. So yeah, this pond, if we had time to make the slopes and fill in the clay, make a layer of clay over the slopes and the bottom, it would probably still be holding water, which would be super useful right now. Except there's not been much rain, so this is the state of the pond right now. We're not gonna work on it now. We're not expecting too much rain, etc. It's gonna be pointless. There's other more high priority things to do, but for next year we're gonna have this prepared well before the rains. I'd actually started the project like a few weeks before rains were due, and it actually rained before time, so that caused the first issue. Then the pond had filled up completely, if you remember, and then we had to wait for it to dry up. And then after it dried up, we had one day of work where we removed all the soil that had come in from outside, and we'd actually done most of the digging of the pond, but the walls were vertical instead of sloped. We had to work on that the next day, but it rained really heavily, and there were 2 to 3 feet of water only though in the pond, but a lot of destruction. So yeah, I mean, just so you know, the environment in here is very nice and chill. Actually, this would be a lovely place to have a party or something like that. Like it's 10 feet or so below the ground, so any sound won't actually affect people around us, and no one can see what's going on in here and so on. It's got a lot of privacy, and it's very chill. It's actually very, very nice to be here. And this definitely opens up avenues. Like I could use this area, especially the walls, for actually planting crops, kind of like vertical farming, and maybe even the ground, depending on rain expectancy. Like if it floods, it's going to be pointless, but we can actually use this area to grow things in when the rains are over and it's dry. And anyway, it's a hole in the ground. It's always got a lot of utility. Water will fill in here, and eventually, even if I just left it the way it is, eventually there'll be enough clay brought in by nature to make this watertight, more or less. So yeah, I do wish it had gone better.